I've always kinda liked Batman, though I can't say I was ever a huge fan. However, if I were forced to choose a favorite Justice League member, it would probably be Batman. I just like some of the cartoons and the Dark Knight trilogy and some other things I can't remember right now, but this is what I brought with me when I encountered Batman Ninja. So Gorilla Grodd invented a time machine and accidentally sent himself, Batman, Catwoman, and a handful of heroes and villains to ancient Japan. Batman is inserted 2 years later, however, giving the villains a head start in taking a state of Japan, and somehow Joker got to keep the time machine. And speaking of which, can we give this guy a chill pill? Of course the Joker's supposed to be crazy, but this one sounds like he's going to burst into a f***ing musical. I was intrigued to see Bane in this. You know, the guy from The Dark Knight Rises, the guy who put Batman in a coma in the comics. Not only is Bane not one of the villains who takes over a state of Japan, he shows up for a random, and I do mean random fight, gets one shot, and forgotten. But before this, Bane embraces his inner otaku and does a full-on sumo thing and seems to be shouting Japanese during the scuffle. The art style for scenery seems a little rustic, but the art for characters looks like they came straight out of a video game in most scenes, but this is switched up for various effects. Its fight scenes are very good too, and it offers an intriguing enough plot of villains constantly betraying each other, but there's logic errors almost everywhere, most of which I'll get into later because that requires a lot of spoilers. Also, you'll just have to assume the League of Shadows never existed, because somewhere along the way, Batman decides he needs to learn ninjutsu. Batman's supposed to be a master in martial arts. My theory is the movie wants you to appreciate old Japanese culture. They even have a minute or two scene where Batman's friends are explaining how fascinating it all is, but this gets forgotten when the movie decides it would rather play with giant robots, but we'll get on that later. Let me go ahead and recommend Batman Ninja to anime fans who have a minimum knowledge of Batman and don't particularly care how many times DC reboots, but not to hardcore Batman fans, and this is where I have to start spoiling. At one point, Gorilla Grodd and Batman went to face the Joker, with Batman hidden at first, and Joker says, "I know what's up, where's Batman?" And after the side with Batman won, Joker claims he never would have guessed they would team up, except he did! Right before the battle. You don't need cliché dialogue just to carry the plot. Furthermore, I realize all of Arkham Asylum was sent to the past too, but I am not under the impression it can be used to upgrade a castle with a giant robot arm in that time period, especially without workers under you who know what electricity is. I felt Batman Ninja saw my concerns and opted to double down, and the full-on giant robots did the Power Rangers thing just to add to its wacky personality, I'm sure. But you know what? That's what I like most about the movie. It has a personality. It's a rambunctious child given many toys and partial knowledge of the characters they represent. A few steps up from the wackiness of Pop Team Epic, which I found to be empty, but I wouldn't trade Love Tyrant or Aho Girl for it.